Alright, I'm going to do a redneck berkey filter, I guess you'd call it. I don't know what exactly I'm going to call it, but let's just go with that. Got two lids and two buckets. And then got a plastic spigot and a 3/4 inch, well, it's 3/4 inch max size cone bit, because this thing here is 3/4 inch. So I've seen people try to drill these buckets using paddle bits, which are, and for those who don't know, is this right here. These things in plastic will actually make a triangle hole because there's nothing to guide the tip of this to keep it from going off center. So if you're trying to do precise holes like I'm going to be, then you want to use a round drill bit. And then I've got two of these ceramic filters. This is 1/2 inch, and again this comes in handy because it's got 1/2 inch on it. Basically this is going to be like a mock-up. I remember reading somewhere somebody said to soak these in water, which makes sense if they got charcoal, the activated charcoal in them, because that will actually, let's see, when the water goes into it, the charcoal will actually come out like the first few passes. Granted, it's activated charcoal, it's not gonna hurt you, might even help you, but it's just weird drinking black water. So keep that in mind if you want to do this. And the way I'm gonna do this, let's see, that one's dirtier, that one's cleaner. So in theory, that will be snapped down. And this guides itself right to the center. Drill 2 holes. Mount these inside the bucket. And then down here, drill a hole, put the spigot in. If you'll give me a second, I'll get that done, not bore you with manual labor, and come back. One thing I was wanting to tell you, just started with, is I put tape on here as a guide. Drill only that far, that's where the 1/2 inch mark is. That way I can only go 1/2 inch. So another thing is, with the filters I bought, they only come with one of these gaskets. So I'm going to put mine on the dirty side, and I'll just have to remember that when I fill that bucket, it will fill the other one, and do not fill the top one till the bottom one's empty, because it's going to rise up to that lid and it's going to try forcing its way out. You can go buy these at any hardware store, but I just don't want to, so just throwing that in there. All finished, and I managed to luck out. I left myself enough clearance there and didn't even realize it, so that's a plus, because you don't want that thing to be resting on a table if you go set it down. It's more likely to break or start leaking, and since that's the good water, you don't want that leaking. Quickly, I will show you the filters. Let me look and see how it's looking. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looks like giant eggs. And then just use the wing nuts, or whatever you want to call those that came with it. But yeah, if you want to, you could get some more of those washers, so that when the water raises up, it'll hit that and stay in there and stop filtering. instead of leaking past that and coming out through the lid. But I figure if I have to use this someday, I'll just fill this bucket up once with the dirty water and leave it be. So there we are, all done. And the reason behind this is if you have ever gone and priced those berkey filters, they're insanely expensive. But they're made out of stainless steel, so they're probably worth it if you got the money, but I don't. Side note, just so that I can say that I told everybody, that bottom one, you really need to wash that out. Just putting that out there so nobody yells at me. Okay, take whatever, I don't know, I've already forgot. I already finished this, and then I realized when I went to lift this that it does flex this lid. So I've wiped it all down with rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to hot glue the hell out of this thing. So that's something you might want to keep in mind if you go about this route. And I got one of the big glue guns, and this thing goes crazy. It's already starting to ooze out. So I think this thing's on wheels. Try to keep this in shot. Oh, there she goes. Next, do it the fast way. Whew, trigger finger's getting tired. Next. And yeah, I've got plenty of these. I bought, what was it? I think a 5-pound. It's either 5 pounds or 100 sticks. I'm not sure which one it was. Needless to say, it was a lot. Next. Only 2 spots left in the lid. It's sloppy but effective. Alright, I'll try to give you a close-up look to see what I was just doing. Flip the screen over. And that's where I started, because you can see it's different. Okay, update. One thing I forgot is when this bucket gets water going in, the air has to go out. So, put a little bitty hole there. It's 1 1/16 of an inch. So yeah, it's a little bitty. But let's the air out. And it works. So that's all.